If you don't like the Beyonce album and you don't get it, you just don't really like black music that much. And it's cool, and that's fine. That's fine.
Wow.
You like certain types of black music.
Wow.
You like black music presented in a certain way. You like things, but you don't like to venture outside your comfort zone. And by the way, I want to reiterate once again, that's okay.
That's like saying, like, no disrespect, but.
Yeah.
And then here comes the disrespect.
That's exactly
just because you
well,
put
no, if you feel disrespected about
nice,
facts, I don't know what to do
eloquent
about
words
this.
doesn't mean it's
what
not.
What do you want me to do
you
about the fact?
You don't like black music if you don't like Cowboy Carter.
I said you don't like black music that much. Rap Life Review, I'm Ebro, that's Low, Nadeska. What's happening?
What up?
It's good.
It's a busy week. We got some things to deal with. We will, just because we have to, talk about the COWBOY Carter, which is, I mean, everywhere as it should be. I'm all about it, loving the album. But I do want to talk about Doechii and JT. I want to talk about Buddy, Flyana Boss, Diddy's Homeland Security raid. Happened after we concluded last week's episode.
Of course. What great timing, as always.
Yeah.
And then future Metro Boomin, #1 on the Billboard.
Putting up Taylor Swift numbers, legendary.
What they do, like 305 or?
I don't know what the actual number was.
Some shit like that?
I don't know, bro.
We just know it's #1 everywhere, all day, on every
I don't
chart.
know the actual number. But anyway, let's start with the new albums. I want y'all to go check out Buddy. I'm partial. I've always liked Buddy albums. He's a great rapper. He's a great songwriter. It's a phenomenal project. And I've always just liked him. So go look for that. Flyana Boss, if you're not up on them, some young ladies. It's a group. It says on the internet that they're from LA, but something tells me I once read that they're from the Midwest originally and went to college together and then moved to LA to like try to like work on this whole thing that they're doing.
Okay.
Phenomenal. Like creatively, having fun, barring it up. They had a viral thing that was going for a while. I don't know if y'all recall, where they was like in supermarkets and they was rapping.
Oh, yeah.
Remember them?
Yeah.
No, but it was fire. And I want y'all to go check out the Doechii and JT. Just last week, I was wondering, because I think JT is one of the stronger rap girls coming out of the South.
Yeah.
Just all around as a rapper. She was in City Girls and with everything going on with, Carisha went off to do the TV podcast thing and everything going on with Diddy. And there's always kind of been this like question mark. Is City Girls still a group? Or are they solo? Or they've been solo singles?
I don't think they're a group anymore.
It's done.
I don't think so.
Really?
I think I heard that somewhere, or I think one of them said it, but you can see by the actions that they're just not.
But not that they have beef, but they're just not.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a personal thing.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think it's a personal
Just
thing.
musically not in the same wave anymore?
Because JT's going on tour, right?
I think so.
JT's going on tour. She's got the music. So I think they're just going creatively different ways.
Well, I'll tell you, Doechii rapping. I don't know if you know about Doechii. She had the hit single, and it was an R&B sounding single, singer, rapper. But this record right here, Alter Ego, samples, it got some real like club, it's got a club sample with like a real Miami bass kind of vibe to it, but they rhyming on top of it. We all kind of get tired of things starting to sound the same and samey. This is one of those rap records that if people really want to hear the girls doing something different,
listen to that.
I think this is something to check out. All right, what do you guys want to do first? COWBOY Carter, next. COWBOY Carter or Diddy and Homeland Security?
Low's choice.
I mean, you sound pretty excited about COWBOY Carter, so
no, I'm super excited about COWBOY Carter.
Let's maintain that excitement.
But it ain't. Well, no, Beyonce is barring it up on one of the records.
Spaghetti.
At least one and a half.
Swizz beats on the beat.
Yeah.
So there is that going on in there. I'm a big fan of the music.
It's a great album.
I honestly am at a point with the music, and I said this on social media, some people got in their feelings, and it's cool. Like, if you don't like the Beyonce album and you don't get it, you just don't really like black music that much. And it's cool. And that's fine. That's fine.
Wow.
You like certain types of black music.
Wow.
You like black music presented in a certain way. You like things, but you don't like to venture outside your comfort zone. And by the way, I want to reiterate once again, that's okay.
That's like saying, like, no disrespect, but.
Yeah.
And then here comes the disrespect.
That's exactly
just because you
well, no, if you feel disrespected about facts, I don't know what to do about
words
this.
doesn't mean it's
what
not.
What do you want me to do about the fact?
You don't like black music if you don't like COWBOY Carter.
No, I said you don't like
though.
black music that much.
Oh, okay, that changes everything.
Well, yeah, that's context. You left that out.
No, I said you don't like black music that much, and that's cool.
Does that mean enough?
No. It just means that the depth at which Beyonce goes on this into the Linda Martells and like the Tina Turner vibes and the, you know, these kind of spaces that black people created but aren't the mainstream black spaces. It's not what black people are known for making today. And it's hearkening back to a different time. It's a different subculture of blackness that only exists in a certain part of the United States that you may have never experienced before or don't care for. That's fine. That's all I'm saying. Does that make sense? Y'all feel disrespected because you're limited. That's disrespect. What I just did right there was blatant disrespect.
I didn't take it as disrespect because he ain't talking to me. Like, I actually listened to it. You know, I'm diving into it. That's not my type, but I
But you respect it.
I respect it. Yeah, I want to expound on it. So
and it's an interesting blend of her like covering like the very classic like country records to some songs like Bodyguard, for example. What is that? I like it. It's not country, is it? It's
but I think that's
genre bending, which is part of the point of the whole album.
Which in the beginning of Spaghetti, Linda Martell, and you could do the knowledge on Linda Martell, who is a black woman who was also a country singer, who at the time was going around and was popular in country, but started being racially discriminated against to the degree of them not letting her in places to perform, screaming the N-word at her, like the whole shit is a part of her story. She opens the song, I believe that's her voice, talking about the idea of genres, right? And what that actually means. I want to throw this clip of Beyonce at the iHeart Music Awards that just happened. We'll talk about why I think she was at the Music Awards, which is, I think, an important piece of this that I want people to pay attention to. But listen to what she had to say.
Tonight, you call me an innovator, and for that, I'm very grateful. Innovation starts with a dream, but then you have to execute that dream, and that road can be very bumpy. Being an innovator is seeing what everyone believes is impossible. Being an innovator often means being criticized, which often will test your mental strength. Being an innovator is leaning on faith and trusting that God will catch you and guide you. My hope is that we're more open to the joy and liberation that comes from enjoying art with no preconceived notions. And I want to dedicate this award to all the innovators who have dedicated their lives and their art to creating shifts.
And she's basically right there saying to the world and anybody that'll hear her that, like, stop marginalizing art into these comfortable spaces for yourself, and specifically me as Beyonce. Like, I feel like this moment, these last two projects for Beyonce, has reset what she can offer the world musically. It kind of broke the confinement, the container off of what she can do. She brought other artists along with her, black women, Shabuzi.
Also, interestingly enough, picking Miley Cyrus and Post Malone, who are two artists we always talk about blurring those lines with pop, country, hip-hop.
Yeah, but it was all good for Post Malone and Miley Cyrus to play around in our space. When Miley was running around with Juicy J, that was clean. It showed love. Post Malone, ain't that White Iverson?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It was good choices, strategic.
It was love, like it was all good.
Yeah.
But when it's convenient for them to be like, all right, we're done playing with you black folks. We're gonna go over here and do something else. That's clean. Nobody don't say nothing.
Do you think that's what's gonna happen with Post and Miley? Like,
What you mean?
Like, once they utilize this space, do they go back to...
They already did it, bro. Miley went and made pop records. She ain't been with Juicy J in 100 years. Post Malone ain't wearing cornrows no more. Your man's wearing belt buckles and boots and all type of other shit and playing in dive bars and shit. They used us, kept it pushing.
That's to say, it's perfect that she had them on the album.
That's the whole
part
point.
of the great point. It's great. I love it.
It's the whole thing. And then she gets on these iHeart Awards and is basically saying to iHeart Radio that owns a majority of the radio stations in America, hey, yo, check this out, fam. I'll accept this Innovator Award you just gave us, but you're going to play these black girl pop country songs on your pop and country radio stations in middle America where they don't see people who look like me singing these songs. So she's actually going out and doing the work because she knows how important this music is she's doing. I think you guys
in summary, if you don't like Cowboy Carter, you don't like black music.
Can't you tell? I don't really like Cowboy Carter like that. Hey, ain't really. It's not John Blaze.
I had no idea you liked it so much.
Even if you don't, and that's why I said what I said about, like, even if you just don't like black music that much, because this is a statement project. It's making a statement for young black artists who are coming up so they don't have to be placed into two spots, R&B and hip hop. Like, we created all popular music that people know today. But anytime an artist comes out and is trying to figure out how to find an audience, they can't find an audience but in two spaces.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or genres, or you know what I mean? It's very hard.
They're confined.
They're confined.
Yeah.
And that's what I think Cowboy Carter is doing for the future of black music.
It breaks the mold.
And then you go back to what Hov said at the Grammys, because he knew what was about to come.
What did he say again?
Remember, he was like, yo, you know.
He said it's crazy that she never won Album of the Year.
It's crazy that she
do we think that this is going to be the one?
Well, but this is putting
that's
the line in the sand.
Yeah.
This is the, like, I'm putting my flag down.
He alluded to it because he leaned in on it because he knew what was about to happen.
Yeah.
He knew this was coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is that moment he was talking about.
The cover, she got the blonde hair. She got the red, white, and blue on. You know what I'm saying? This is America. I'm America. Like, that's what the whole shit is even saying. Even when you do I saw a whole thing on breaking down the name of the album, Cowboy Carter. The daughter that Johnny Cash married, her parents, whoever they are, forget their name, used to go around door to door knocking on black households' door with another black man who was a musician to get songs so that they can get those famous black songs from people that were like family traditional songs. And then they would take them and record them. That's the origins of country music. Their last name was Carter also. The word cowboy is a term that was only for the black ranch and farm workers, because they called the white men cow hands. They called the black ones cowboys because they called black men boys to emasculate them. That was common in America. So the title of the album is Cowboy Carter. Like, this is what Beyonce's doing, man.
Why didn't we wear our all music is black music shirts today?
That's what I'm saying.
Man, we fucked this one up.
One of the biggest artists in the world is doing this right now.
That's good.
incredible.
I mean, that's
Y'all not doing the knowledge, man. Y'all not doing the knowledge, man.
That's good.
We ain't shit, but the album's great.
Yeah, we ain't shit.
All right, so Diddy's house on the news, man. They had the helicopters flying around, Department of Homeland Security, Justin and Christian Combs outside, handcuffs. It's a fucking disaster of epic proportions.
Is it a disaster? Because he's now, what was the latest video? Him outside smoking
outside
and dancing out of his crib.
Like,
Like, who did he pay to shoot that video?
Man.
He wants us to know everything's okay.
I don't know about all
Doesn't
that.
matter.
And he could act like he want to act. This is a fucking disaster.
Did it feel like watching OJ driving the Bronco? I know that's a lot of
No,
people
it wasn't.
feel
No,
like
it
it.
wasn't.
That's
OJ in the
what
body,
said.
yo, somebody got, like listen,
Not having his
what
kids,
Diddy
having his
being
kids.
accused of is terrible.
I'm saying, no. Whoa. I'm not saying the man committed murder.
That's what I'm saying. That was a whole different thing.
Somebody died in that situation.
Them streaming the shit live on TV
no,
like
it
his
was
son's in the
levels.
yard. It felt like
It
one
was
of those
levels.
moments. Like
It
they were
was
trying
up
to make
there.
a moment out of it.
It was up there, bro.
Doing it in broad
They
daylight and
made a
everything.
moment.
And there's grounds for, look, if it's the court of public opinion, there's clearly grounds for people to believe the allegations.
Right.
He paid Cassie to make sure.
That day.
Bro, he paid Cassie faster than he's paid artists that have been working for him. And we talking tens of millions.
Wait, was the amount disclosed?
No.
But
That's how much it was.
yeah. It was an undisclosed amount that got taken care of in about 12 hours.
Well, and after the whole Department of Homeland Security shit came out, Cassie's attorneys put out a statement.
Saying what?
Basically like, yo, we're going to cooperate with with the government, with the U.S. government.
Okay.
No, like I said,
It's a fucking disaster.
this is a fucking disaster.
I don't like, every time I have this conversation with people, I just really don't know. What do you want me to say?
It's a fucking disaster.
I mean, aside from that, but like, what else is there to offer? Until somebody's been charged or whatever the case is.
Well, I
it's
think
like,
there's an assumption because we work in the media and because we've interviewed Diddy or supported his music that we have an inside scoop on these people's private lives. And we've been hearing the same rumors that the internet's been hearing. Everybody's been hearing them rumors for years, but we can't substantiate those claims. I'm not in those bedrooms.
I hope not.
Nah, fam.
In those bedrooms.
I'm not in those.
I ain't in those houses.
I'm not at them parties, fam. But, so you just go with the allegation and then you try to add it up like everybody else.
Yeah.
But you come away with it's a fucking disaster, man.
That's the only thing that lent to it. It sucks.
man.
It's a fucking disaster. And that man has put himself and his family in a very, very awkward position.
Well, and then your man 50 Cent is relentless. Then his son's mother pops up in the documents. He calling her. You saw that whole thing?
Yeah.
Bruh.
You little
fucking disaster, bro.
Why are we laughing? I don't even want to laugh at this.
Not
It's just
funny.
so ridiculous.
The 50 Cent part is funny.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
outside of that, this shit is not funny.
Well, no, but it's such a disaster. Like, there's no way around it.
Yeah.
That's what you get. Like, when it's so uncomfortable and so, like, all you could do is watch the whole thing play out. It's just it's a disaster. Now, something very interesting that I've been thinking about, and I'm glad we're here right now. The Diddy interview we did for the Love album that
we
people
still
could go
talking about
watch
that?
on the Apple Music.
Oh, really? Okay.
No, but remember when we were talking to him during the interview, and he was talking during that album, and this is important, how much of in a bad space he was.
Right.
Remember, and how he was saying
sat
like
alone and depressed
he
in the
sat
mansion.
alone and depressed, and his family had to come get him out of the bathroom. He sat in like the bathroom for months because he was like so like I don't know what he was going through.
And we felt really bad for him, and now
This shit ain't gonna help. This shit
now
gonna
we
put him
probably
right back
know
into,
he knew
gonna
all this
go right
was
back to
coming.
the bathroom now. Shit
Well, you
is-
said you saw a video of him dancing
He
outside.
paid somebody to film that and put it on the internet, I'm sure. How convenient that they just caught him Harlem shaking
By himself.
outside.
Yeah, I don't think that's the tone
Come
you want to set
on.
though. If you got
Yeah,
the
bro.
allegations you got,
Stay-
like you
stay-
might want to
just-
be a
just
little
stay-
bit of
go back in the
contrite.
house.
Like I don't even think somebody might have really caught that,
Okay.
right?
I mean, it's a coincidence.
Like
but
not
you
that
never
he
know.
paid. You know, what I mean, he's a hot topic. If somebody got that video,
So then he's not worried if that's what he's doing. He's not inside,
or he's
sad,
just
depressed
trying
in
to
the
pass
mansion.
time. Like what else am I gonna do? Like I might as well
Take the jet to Antigua. I don't know what.
Well, then
don't know.
now he's gonna be on the run.
Well, that's what the speculation was at first. Remember?
Yeah, he was there. He was trying to get. Yep, he was at the airport. And they
But
called
they
him.
said they didn't take his passport,
Right.
and
They
they
detained him for like maybe. They
But no,
asked
they
him questions.
arrested one of his, some dude, his assistant, that they was calling a mule, talking about they found drugs on him and all this other stuff.
His white kid,
But
yeah.
they didn't arrest Diddy.
So this was all just to embarrass him.
I don't know.
That's what it seems like.
They ransacked his house.
He tore that shit upside down.
That was a fucking disaster.
Want to know what they found?
I've actually seen houses torn up worse after you get raided. I was like, oh, it's kind of not so bad. They just turned over, you know what I'm saying, a couple of
mattresses,
tables,
yeah.
yanked some stuff out of drawers.
they
I
pulled
seen
that
worse.
shit apart. Though.
I seen worse. I done seen them going walls and all type of shit. Don't ask me how I know this.
You were in those rooms.
You were in those rooms. You was in those houses.
What
Okay.
is happening? What type of shit goes on up here? This is crazy.
Shit.
But anyway, we'll watch this Diddy thing and watch how it plays out. Nicki Minaj, new sneaker. You guys see the new sneaker rolling out? Nicki
She's
Minaj
hooking you up with those?
No, I didn't get the call.
How come? What's good?
You ask?
I just saw it.
Dropping April 12th.
What are they, Nikes?
I don't know if they're for dudes.
Oh.
Oh, it's with a British footwear label.
Yeah, it looks respectable.
Respectable. Between $185 and $200.
Yeah,
I'm cool.
Yo, she should bless you with a pair.
They're not whack. They're not whack at all.
For 200? Eh,
They're not whack. Go look at them.
no, I'm cool.
They're definitely something Nadeska will wear. We'll
course.
We'll get you some.
Seriously?
You know what I'm
Thank
saying?
you.
You should wear them on Rap Life.
Yes.
Yo, Nick, send Nadeska some sneakers. Let's
Like,
see
I
if
just
she'll
try to stay
actually
here and
wear
mind
them.
my business, and you just try to
Because
create
y'all know how the
problems
left
all
side of the couch gets
time.
down.
Man.
I don't need to wear your sneakers to show
We
my
love
loyalty.
black
Let's see
music.
what
We love all
Nadeska
black
really
music.
doing.
We love all black artists.
Shit. Like, how you keep doing that, bro?
Just wondering, man. Just wondering. I got a shout out to a conversation I had. Uncle Luke, Jermaine Dupri came by and said where y'all sitting right now. We talked about the Freaknik doc.
Yep.
Did I tell you guys how Jermaine claims, and Luke pretty much agreed, there was consensus, that Luke started the black strip club.
Really?
And black people
what do you mean
going to
started?
like meaning
Made it a
before
trend?
Luke and the 2 Live crew and Luke doing his parties and all that stuff, black people were not going to the strip club. There was no black strip club.
Can you verify this information?
Why the hell
I
you
feel
looking
like
at
you're
me?
better qualified than I am.
The hell?
What do I know
I
about
mean, don't act like you ain't been to a strip club.
Yeah, but like I don't know the history of this shit. Like, you look.
That's what the man said. You can check it in the combo.
All right.
He also said that when Luke started doing his parties down in Miami, he was like, yo, girls wouldn't even wear their bikinis back in the day.
So we're seeing a more conservative version of the strip club now?
No,
Or
this
what?
was back in the day, like when they was on the beach having and he said, I started doing dance contests, and that's when girls started actually
bikinis?
taking the towels off and dancing. It's all in the interview.
Well,
So
clearly,
this is
Check it
amazing,
out.
culturally important stuff.
clearly, Uncle Luke is a pioneer, and we know he might be telling the truth.
And I want to say he admitted more or less to turning Freaknik into what it kind of became. Because he was like, listen, when Freaknik first started, it was HBCUs and groups at HBCUs that couldn't afford to go home. And he was like, we would go there. Like, it was just, I was always in Atlanta. His music popped off in Atlanta. They wasn't playing him in Miami. And he was like, and then my black ass came down there with girls dancing on top of cars. And
it became a yearly thing.
And it turned into, well, it was yearly before that, but then in the late 80s, early 90s is when it started to really turn up into what people remember.
Yeah.
Were you at any of these parties?
You ain't never been to Freaknik?
Of course I have.
Oh, okay.
I've been to Freaknik. I was at Freaknik at 18. It was 1993. I was carrying crates, trying to be outside.
These are all the things you were doing.
I was there in 94.
When you were too busy to be a sad boy.
I was there. I wasn't sad. It was not sad. It's not an emo time in my life by no stretch of the imagination. And Jermaine Dupri and Unkle Luke made a playlist of all that kind of Freaknik era music. It's an exclusive on Apple Music. Matter of fact, here's Unkle Luke talking about the Black Strip Club.
In Atlanta, all I know is strip clubs, right? And I don't know Atlanta to not be a place where we don't have a strip club.
All right.
He was going to strip clubs before black people. He actually invented black people going to the strip club. And I don't think in hip hop we ever talked about this, ever. He invented black people going to the strip club. In Miami, because I asked him, I said, in Miami, how was the strip clubs in the 80s?
No strip clubs in the 80s. It was only white strip clubs. It was little Tootsie's, the biggest strip club in the world right now. It was a little spot right next to the skating rink that I used to throw the parties at. And the bouncers took me over there and they were like, yo, you got to check this out.
He told me that somebody came across the street to his party and said, yo, you should come over here to the strip club. And he was like, I ain't going to no strip club. No white biker be over there. White bikers. He said nobody black went to the strip clubs in Miami. Nobody. That sounds crazy to me.
Yeah. And then when you walked up in there, my mind just started running, added that with the 2 Live crew and dancing, because that was a part of our whole party. And then now you got to do these videos with no budget. You got to do these album covers with no budget because there was no such thing as hip hop in the South.
And we wrap this week with the #1 on Billboard album. It's We Don't Trust You.
We Don't Trust You.
Future Metro Boomin, #1.
Singles also #1.
Yeah, singles #1.
Kendrick joint, Like That, #1.
Yep. And then Type Shit is #2.
I posted on my Instagram because I wanted to see something. I wanted to see if people were talking about it. I posted, Future Metro Boomin and Kendrick Lamar's Like That earns the biggest U.S. streaming debut for any song since Taylor Swift's Anti-Hero.
Okay. That's big.
Taylor Swift numbers.
Taylor Swift numbers is crazy.
That's big.
So you would think that hip-hop and hip-hop media and hip-hop blogosphere would be posting about this. It would be a celebration.
I see a lot of people, including myself, like just talking about the record, celebrating the album, finding new tracks to love, as you listen on. But I think that's a big, big thing. And I think that a lot of people have acknowledged that.
So you've seen it?
I've seen it.
Have you seen it?
I've seen it on your Instagram. No, I'm kidding. No, I've seen it around, but I think that's incredible. And
so you don't think there's any conspiracy?
I don't. And even if
suppress the success of this moment.
It's clearly not being suppressed. So even if he feels like other artists aren't supporting, does he need the support if the album and the song are #1? Is. How much more successful could a Drake be?
I think this falls into a tweet that Metro put up that said, if you picking sides, stay over there.
Okay.
Which is them trying to really figure out who's lining up on what side.
Is this about to divide the whole game?
Yeah, Avengers
when I look at
Thanos.
When I look at it like that, I'm like, okay, why are we picking sides? Like, what do I gain from picking this side?
You as a consumer, no. I think he's speaking to whomever artist.
But why should artists even have to pick sides if they're not part of whatever issues they have behind the scenes? Isn't that a little bit too much? You're asking too much? You're friends with people I don't fuck with. You're friends with people I don't fuck with, and we're still cool.
Man.
What?
You don't fuck with my friends?
You don't like my... Yeah, I was like, who am I friends with?
Okay, that's not the point. That's not the point.
Say a name. Let's do some names.
Can't have any conversation.
Just so I can talk to the person.
I was just trying to make the point.
You're friends with somebody that don't fuck with us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
That don't like me at all.
To my point, what's the problem?
Speaking of that guy.
That's not what we're talking about right now. What's wrong with you? Stay focused.
I'm just
Go ahead. My bad.
That's how all the problems start.
I don't know if it's really about picking sides. Look, I'm not picking sides. There's no side for me to pick. I don't think
We're just
anybody,
here to
any of
enjoy.
these people want me on their team.
We just want
But I'm
some
just saying, it's not like I get to. It's not like if I pick the side, they gonna want me to show up
You would
anyway.
be a strong add to the team, I think.
Shit. They don't want me on their team. It's been the Rap Life Review for Nadeska and Low. I'm Ebro. See y'all next week.
What's good? Nadeska here. If you made it through that entire episode of the Rap Life Review, that means you're really a fan. Hit that like button so we know it's real. Subscribe if you never want to miss an episode. And of course, if you really have something to say, drop a comment and we'll hit you back on next week's episode.